Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Speaker on Liquid Show. And today we're going to have a little talk about the top 50 list. This is a hot button topic. Before I even got this video out, I wanted to take the time and actually read the article before making any claims or anything like that. For starters, let's start here. The guy that made the article, Justin Hunt, aka the Company Man, is actually a really, really great hip hop historian. I don't know exactly how well versed he is in the battle rap realm, but I do know as a hip hop historian, he's really, really great. He's a award winning journalist. He's made a lot of great content on YouTube and a lot of great articles over the course of the years that he's been active. So salute to him, and for starters, thank you for placing a light on the battle rap community as an outside source maker. So I appreciate that as well. Second thing I want to touch on, I feel like as a battle rap culture, we have to do a better job of not separating battle rap from hip hop culture. I feel like we always try to do like this divide and conquer of like hip hop culture and battle rap culture when they're pretty much battle rap is a part of hip hop culture. I feel like, yeah, it's like battle rap is part of hip hop culture, but I feel like we do a terrible job in trying to keep it under the same umbrella as hip hop. I feel like we try to treat battle rap as if like it's like it's not a part of hip hop. Like it's, if anything, it's like in this is like the underground of hip hop at this point. And I feel like we have to do a better job of understanding that hip hop overall is its own community. We just have a sub genre of hip hop that we just dearly love. A lot of things that I've seen on Twitter is like the idea of like we allow outsiders to control the dialogue about battle rap, which I understand what you guys mean by that in terms of the people that should have like a major say in terms of like the dialogue, right, should be people that are like within the culture day in and day out. However, I don't think that who we consider outsiders shouldn't be able to speak on our culture at all, because at the end of the day, it's all hip hop. I feel like, if anything, we want more eyes on the hip hop. We want more eyes on battle rap, and we want more exposure in that regard. So that's another thing I wanted to say. Anyone who has kind of like made a claim about the list or was pretty much like not happy with the list, I feel like you guys would have a better outlook, a better understanding of how the list was constructed if you read the article. I feel like Justin did a really good job of breaking down why he had certain places where a lot of times on Twitter, all you get is a list and that's it. Like you don't get no breakdown, you don't get no historical accounts, you don't get no context, you just get a list. And I feel like, a lot of times on social media, because we're allotted that opportunity, we just sit on our platform or whatever and say, oh, we disagree, or oh, this is wrong, that is wrong, but we don't provide any context or any explanation as to why, nor do we go out of our way to say what we would have did. I know a lot of us within the battle rap community aren't media members, but as an aspiring media member, I just take it upon myself to think that like if I want my voice to be heard about a particular topic, I have to take that initiative and do my work and do my due diligence and make it a thing. And I feel like a lot of times like we're not going to get anywhere by just critiquing or breaking down something. Like we have to build our own list. Like we should make our own top 50 list and then have a discussion from there. And like someone said, man, like every list is going to be controversial. The most accurate list in the world may not be accurate to any other person because it's subjective. Battle rap itself is subjective. That's why we love the sport so much. It's because it's an art form, it's expression, and what someone may think is great may be trash to somebody else. And that's what's the beauty of battle rap is. And that's the beauty of dialogue. And that's why I even made this channel, is because I love the dialogue of battle rap. Like this is the part of the reason why I became a battle rap fan, is the dialogue. But now we can get into my opinions on the list. First things first, Reed not being on the list is kind of bad. I can't really pass on that. Reed not being on the list is kind of bad. When you think of a guy who is, one of the to me, right? I know we say a lot of Mount Rushmore talk, but when we talk about Mount Rushmore, we're talking about the founders, we're talking about the people that were foundational pieces of battle rap. And you can't speak on that side without mentioning Reed Dollaz. So not having Reed Dollaz is a major blow on the list. Plus, he's also still active and he's also still doing really good work 10 plus years later. You can look at the chess battle, the Nitty battle, the Ill Will battle, etc. I feel like that was a miss. I also think that there could have been a couple more ladies on there, i.e. E Heart, Miss Hustle, and stuff like that. I also think that B Magic and Big T was a miss as well. But the thing is, though, is I can understand why they didn't make the list. Right, because there's a lot of things that go into, you know what I'm saying, the list, whether it was impact, whether it was strength of schedule. I mean, you guys read the article, he most definitely had like a criteria of like how the list was constructed or whatever, and he kind of explained why certain people didn't make the list. So if you guys really want to know why, you should check out the article. But I understand the aspect of like, you know, Big T and B Magic's prominence was probably in the early portion of the 2010s, but their impact was still pretty you know, pretty high in the time that they were like really, really prominent. But those are the only few gripes I have. Outside of that, I don't think the list is that bad. And I think he was pretty smart in not ranking, because ranking would have just made it that much worse. But I honestly think that he did a really good job at not only making a list that like pretty much encompassed most of the big figures in battle rap, but he touched on a lot of like battlers across multiple platforms. How many times have you seen like lists that were like, you know, centered towards a certain platform or a certain demographic in battle rap? Like, this is a list that's pretty comprehensive in terms of eras, in terms of platforms, in terms of types of styles. I feel like this list is probably one of the more diverse lists you're going to find from outsiders in the culture. But yeah, I don't think this list was that bad. I honestly think that the only thing that, like, you know, really like struck me was the fact that Reed wasn't on the list, Big T, B Magic, Miss Hustle, and E Heart as well. But when you look at like some of the people that made the list, it's like, you know, there's people on the list that I didn't even think that, you know, an outsider, quote unquote, would even know, like, oh, this guy is like, you know, a major component of battle rap history. Like, there's certain people on the list I'm like, wow, like, usually they go with the you know, the popular figures, the figures that, like, you know, have the most views or have the most, like, you know, are talked about so much outside of the realm of battle rap. But they have people that are like foundational, like people within the battle rap culture that aren't quite the same, like have the same stature outside of that. And I think that even that kind of shows somewhat of the integrity of the list as well. But overall, I love what the list is doing in terms of sparking a dialogue within the culture. You know, whether it's good or bad, whether it's good reception, bad reception, I just love the dialogue that we're able to have. And I just think, man, as media members, specifically as media members, maybe it's time for us to, like, you know, do our own top 50. Maybe it's time for us to, like, you know, take initiative and, you know, create our own list to where, like, we become like the main focal point of like who we consider the best in the culture. That's the only way we can really change how things are viewed, right? I mean, we've had this discussion before when the Source in 2019 had the Battlers of the Decade, right? I feel like we could have easily came back and had our own Battlers of the Decade list. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that in order for things like this to change in terms of like, you know, our voices being heard within the culture, we just have to take that initiative. And I feel like we can do that, and we're taking the right strides towards it. We just have to do a little bit better in that. And that's not excluding me. I know I just got into the culture this year and I'm no big figure at all, but I understand that, like, I do have a responsibility, you know, of, if I want to change the landscape, I kind of have to take that initiative and put forth the work and put forth the due diligence to do so. But yeah, man, that's all I really got about this. This is like a quick blog. I usually don't even have like these opinionated blogs that I do. It's usually more my rapper Pentagon stuff or my historical content or pre-recorded stuff. But you know, this was something I feel like just needed to be said because it was like weighing heavy on my head, and it's only been out today. So, you know, I really was like, you know, I feel like this was a lot of stuff that I just really have to say on camera. But thank you guys for watching. One small announcement: I just announced the 4th contestant of you know, the Rappers Pentagon season 1 contest. It was New Jersey Twerk. The 5th contestant will be released on October 31st. So watch out for that. Then surveys will be released after that, and the winner will receive a plaque plus $500. So just doing something to push the culture forward as an aspiring media member. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Please read the article. Maybe you have a better outlook on the list, and maybe have a better understanding of why things were placed where they were. So yeah, but thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back soon. Thank you.